Hello everyone, welcome to Rip and Email Monday. Today I'm going to share with you everything there is to know about pre-headers, how some brands are using them, and how you can do it yourself to boost your email campaigns. Now, of course, I'll have some best practices for you, so let's dive right into it. On this view, I have some brands that I pulled up their emails. If you're wondering what pre-header is, it's that complimentary text you see right here after the bolded subject line. Now, I have a lot of segments where I talk about subject lines, best formats to keep it short and sweet, and all that. But today I'm going to be focusing primarily on this following, I would say, complementary text. Now, these brands have done a good job into not overlooking it, but I see brands do this mistake often where they don't set up their pre-header, which ends up in the Gmails of the world or Outlook or whatever you want to call them, just pulling random copy from the text. The last thing I want my recipients to see is something like powered by MailChimp or some characters and HTML tags. So to avoid that, I really encourage you to use pre-headers, and it should be as simple as this, where you have a section below subject line that lets you add and control what copy shows up in that area. Okay. Now, another thing here that I've noticed is where these things are getting cut off based on the screen size. Looking at the same exact inbox from my phone, you can see the target email. It's getting cut off at try same day D ... Whereas here I have a little bit more real estate. Now here's the little problem. If I reset my screen size, because of my resolution, I actually have even less real estate to display this. Right? So that means that pre-headers are really cut off based on screen size, so don't make them too long. And take in mind 6 to 7 keywords, I think, should be the decent number in terms of like what to include in there. So that's key takeaway number one. Key takeaway number two is that some of these brands have used emojis in their subject line, like Wayfair. You can see right here. There are lots of emojis actually. Another brand which I saw was Banana Republic. Let me just zoom out, like this one right here. Now, if you have a very busy inbox like myself, I think these visual cues on emojis, they help in kind of driving my subconscious, if you may, to look at these subject lines. Okay, so you can use them, and they're not difficult to actually insert in the copy. So that's the key takeaway number two: is use emojis if you didn't use them in your subject line. Maybe in your subject line you reserved it to something a little bit more important. You don't have enough real estate there. Use them in pre-headers. Key takeaway number two is personalizing pre-headers. Now, I do talk about personalization all the time, whether you're doing personalization to emails, SMS, landing pages, etc. So within email itself, you can add people's names or relevance to their company names and so on right in the pre-header section. In VBOUT, we made it as easy as clicking on this option and inserting the relevant merge tags, as some companies call it. So don't hesitate to do that. Not a lot of companies are doing it, but when it's done, I think it makes a lot of difference because it looks like it's addressed to me, and I can immediately see my name following the subject line. Now, here are some also good practices done by brands. Some of them, they phrase them as a question to maximize also performance. A little bit more insight into what's going on and where you're getting if you open their email, like get more rewards with Nordstrom credit card, for example. And Netflix does this right in terms of like which one of our top choices picked for you. So how you phrase that pre-header could definitely boost your subject line performance, which eventually can boost your open rates. Okay. There are also some additional things to consider, especially now with voiceover and all these different devices, whether you're talking about Google, whether you're talking about Amazon, Alexa, and all of these. they're actually looking into things like the subject line, the pre-header to summarize copy of the email. Again, do not underestimate the power of pre-headers. They should be easily set up within your campaigns, as easy as filling out a field like this. It takes you a couple of seconds. It should complement your subject line, never replace it. And if you want to reserve subject lines to, the top copy that matters, your pre-header can take on personalization, emojis, and just relevant questions to drive the user curiosity. So this is it, guys. I hope you have found some value in this. Comment, follow, or share this if you know someone who's doing email and needs some weekly analysis on examples from brands and really taking your email game to another level. Thank you so much and Happy New Year.